afternoon. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I remain your health talk personnel, Dorcas NAA, and I'm so glad that you're here. And I want to appreciate all of you, people who are watching my video, people who have taken time to subscribe to my channel, people who have shared my link, for your comments, your criticism, your corrections. I love you all and I really do appreciate. And I hope that we'll have so much more to do together as time goes on. So for today's video, majorly I'll be talking about a very important topic, something that is very common and something which has affected the health of so many of us over time, which is called pile. I mean Pile, pile. So pile is actually a disease condition which is really not too good, but I want to say what it's about. Okay, so first of all, what is pile? Now the other name for pile is hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids, spelled as Hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids. Now I want you to understand that every human being has hemorrhoids. Yes, I am sure it sounds so strange, but that's the truth. Every human being has hemorrhoids. The reason I said this is because hemorrhoids are veins found around the anus of a human being. Now, it actually leads to something dangerous when these veins, they become swollen up. They become swollen up, and then it leads to discomfort, which is called pile, which happens to be a disease condition. Now I want you to also understand that the symptoms of pile is that it comes along with with itchings, with pains around the anus, especially when you're trying to pass out stool. It also comes with like at times you actually feel as if your anus is about to pull out while you're trying to pass out stool. So these are what the symptoms of pile, and then it may also come with bleeding. So all of these are symptoms of pile. Now I want you to know that pile occurs in different stages. So pile occurs in 4 stages. So pile occurs in 4 stages. We have the grade 1 or the type 1, we have the grade 2 or the type 2, we have the grade 3 or the type 3, we also have the grade 4 or the type 4. Now what happens in grade 1 pile? Now the grade 1 pile, it occurs when the person just observes bleeding from the anus. Bleeding from the anus, especially when the person is trying to pass out stool, and then you tend to observe that like traces of blood is coming out of the anus alongside the stool. That is a type 1 pile. Then the type 2 pile, it has to do with when the hemorrhoids come out of the anus while you are passing out stool. Like while you're stooling, the hemorrhoids come out of the anus. Now that is called the grade 2 pile. Now what happens is that you actually have this feeling as though it is your anus that is coming out. It is part of your anus because it is the vein in the anus, which is a pile. It comes out because the major reason is because you're straining to pass out stool. But after the straining, you observe that the hemorrhoids will go back into your anus, and then everything will just be normal. Then coming to the grade 3, which is a type 3. Now what happens here is that the anus and the hemorrhoids comes out during the straining, and then the person will need to use his or her hand to push it back into the anus. Now it's really a terrible type of hemorrhoids where the hemorrhoids come out. I actually mean the pile comes out, like you will feel the flesh come out of your anus, and after you finish to use your hand to push it back into your anus. Then the grade 4 or the type 4. Now in this case, the hemorrhoids are permanently outside your anus. They are always outside your anus. For this grade 4 pile, they are always outside your anus. Now, for most cases in grade 3, grade 4, some persons will tell the patient to go for surgery. But I want to tell you that research has proven that that is not the best cure. That is not the best cure at all for pie. In fact, most times the chances to come out from such is a 50-50 chance. The patient may die, or such person may live but still have a reoccurrence of the pie after some time. Now let us go ahead to see some ways of preventing pie. How do we prevent pie? Okay, so talking about the causes of pie, I want you to understand that most times pies are caused by our feeding habits. Most times pies are caused by our feeding habits. You recall I told you that pie isn't an external infection that that just like pie isn't like, okay, you contacted HIV/AIDS and then you have the virus and then it came from outside. No, pie occurs from the swollen vein around your anus. So pie doesn't come from outside your body, it is in your body. It is a vein around your anus that is swollen, the hemorrhoids. Okay, so most times what actually causes the swelling of such a vein is our feeding habit. Now, like some persons, they tend to consume some kind of food and make them to strain whenever they want to excrete. That could lead to the swelling of the veins. The next question is, how do we prevent pie? How do we prevent pie? Number one, you must work on your feeding habits. What do you consume? What do you eat? What do you drink? You must learn to eat food that contains a lot of fiber. Learn to eat food that contains a lot of fiber. The reason is because it helps against constipation. It helps to help your food to digest. So passing it out will never be an issue. Number two, drink a lot of fluid. Yes, take a lot of water, drink a lot of fluid. You can even take fruits that contain a lot of fruit, like watermelon and so on and so forth. So drink a lot of fluid. The other thing is, don't strain when you're using the toilet. Don't in fact, some persons, they use the toilet as though they are giving birth. Yes, some persons can really be as bad as that. Take your time, be relaxed, be comfortable when you're excreting. Don't strain as if you're pushing forth a baby. No, you're only passing out stool. You're not giving birth to a child. So why the strain? Okay, so just as I said, like, don't strain while you're using the toilet. Number four, please exercise. Yes, exercise a lot. Do a lot of exercise. The exercising will help prevent you from having constipation. Most times pies can come from constipation, because the constipation will make you find it difficult to excrete, leading to the swelling of the veins around your anus. So exercise, it will help your food to digest. Then number five, allow me to tag it, go as soon as you feel the use. Go as soon as you feel the use. What do I mean by that? I mean, go use the toilet as soon as you feel like using the toilet. Don't keep it. Please, it is called waste product. It is no longer useful. So as soon as you feel pressed, like you need to excrete, please go use the toilet and pass out the waste. The implication of not passing out the waste the moment you feel pressed is this: the waste becomes so hard that when you want to pass it out, you will need to strain to pass it out. Why? Because it has become so dried and so hard. So at the cost of straining, you are putting the veins around your anus to stress, and they will swell, resulting to pie. Then the last one for today is avoid long timing of sitting down. Don't sit down for too long, especially the toilet. Please, the toilet is not your sitting room. The moment you're done with excreting, wash off, flush, keep the place clean, keep yourself clean, and ball out. Don't sit in the toilet. Like, I have actually seen some persons who can sit in the toilet making call. Please, it is not right. Don't sit in the toilet for too long. And even if you're walking, take out time to stand up, stretch your legs, stretch your waist, just stretch your body and feel better. Is very, very important. Now, for people who already have cases of pie, how do we deal with this? Just as I told you, going for a surgery is not the best. Your chances are very slim. In fact, the medical persons, that is those people in charge of such cases, will tell you that a surgery is not the best way out. So how do we get rid of pies? After you've adjusted your feeding habit, the next thing is this. Please get some supplements that have a lot of aloe vera. Like over time, they've been able to come up with a species of aloe vera that works effectively against pie. So aloe vera is a very, very good cure against pie. So when you have opportunity to get the supplements as such, please don't hesitate to take them. It will help against these different stages or grades of pies. Then the last thing I want to talk about, please, if you're already having the tendencies of pies, lower your sugar level intake and even your carbohydrate intake. Lower it as much as you can in order not to escalate the condition of pie you're already suffering from. So with this, we've been able to wrap up everything about pie for this video, and I'm happy that you're able to stay tuned to the very end. I love you so much, and there is nothing you can do about it. So please ensure, after watching this video, like the video, drop your comments, subscribe. Please click on that bell there, the red bell there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then turn on your notification button so whenever a bomb drops again, you get the first-hand information. And finally, please do share my link abroad, share my link to friends, to family, to everyone. I tell you that you may not have this condition of pie, but there is someone out there whom this video will help a lot. Thank you so much. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Take care.